Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price this Sunday. We have a new previous weekly opened, a new weekly candle to talk about, and we closed the body of last week's candle below the major resistance of the 50-day moving average and the market structural level at that $60,000 big even, with price action right now below 58,300. There is a lot of puzzle pieces to talk about and a game plan that I have for you guys, snipers. And if we go into this daily chart first and foremost, notice how we came up and tested this market structural resistance, but we didn't even touch this 50-day moving average yesterday. And that's why I always say indicators are used as confirmation. The most important aspects of predicting price action is market structure, volume, and the overall trend. And so this is one major puzzle piece that we didn't test this 50-day moving average yesterday. And now with today's daily candle coming below 58,300, we know this is important because if this door stays open, the next level of support is 15% down at 49,700. Of course, the midpoint of the channel where we have confluence with the 100-day moving average around that $54,000 level could be a place where we could find some buyers and some volume. But at this point, we really have to start monitoring some of these micro time frames. And I want to talk about this game plan here because with our current weekly candle opening itself and coming below 58,300, what we have to do here is we have to look at our previous weekly candle low, and that's currently going to be sitting at the $55,600 level. And if we see any price action below 55,600, that could be the early signs that 49,700 is the destination that we are looking to head towards. And so this is going to be an extremely important week. And this is a new weekly candle that we need to start watching because it's most likely going to be testing these lower levels. And we don't know between 58,300 and 55,600 if that's where it's going to stop and then continue further up. But if we break 55,600 right now, that is going to be the first level of downside support that we have to put significance on. And if it breaks that level, 49,700 is certainly on the table. It's already on the table because we're below 58,300. And if we go into this 6-hour chart, this is the institutional time frame. Extremely important to monitor the volume here. Notice how we've yet to see buyers equate to the amount of institutional sell pressure that we've seen since Bitcoin has topped out at 69,000 US dollars. Until we see buyers compared to this amount of sell pressure, we cannot assume Bitcoin has bottomed out. And so that's something we're going to be watching to assume a bottom for Bitcoin. The question right now is on the 15-minute chart. Do we have any early signs of a successful rescue operation, or are the bears truly in control? We'll realize this. We have descending buy pressure right now coming above 58,300, but we also have descending sell pressure. And what that tells me is that at some point or another, a move is coming. And if we start to see buy pressure or sell pressure, that's going to validate the next move based on the volume. And so this is a very critical weekly candle that's opening up right now. There's going to be a lot of volatility most likely. And if we get back above 60,000, that's going to be the early signs of a successful rescue operation because that puts us back above the 50-day moving average and the market structural resistance that we've so far rejected. And as you guys know, 61,844 above the monthly open is going to be the area we need to get above to confirm continued price discovery for Bitcoin. But until we can really see some strength at 58,300, we have to assume the range that we're in when we're below 58,300 is the $49,700 level as the support. But if we get back above 58,300, 61,844 is the major resistance that we really need to conquer for the bulls. And a lot of revolving parts are moving inside of the traditional markets with futures markets opened right now. We know last week we closed with the gold to Bitcoin chart rejecting this 50-day moving average. The gold to Bitcoin chart has been the best confirmation of whether or not Bitcoin has more fuel in the tank. And so far, we're testing this 50-day moving average. It looks like we've rejected it, but if we get above this level, that's going to be a negative puzzle piece. So far, we're rejecting it. We get below the monthly open, I'll let you guys know because that's going to be a confirmation that Bitcoin has more fuel in the tank. And the DXY closed the week, failing to form new highs. That's also a puzzle piece we have to monitor this week because if we see continued upside and new yearly highs formed for this DXY, it's currently in green, that could be a negative puzzle piece and that could bring the cryptocurrency market down. But if we come down to see calmness, that would be the most preferred scenario coming into this week. And then the Ethereum price breaking below 43.73. This is the major resistance and the previous all-time high. Of course, that's not a surprise with Bitcoin back below 58,300. The question now is, with Ethereum coming back down towards this 50-day moving average, the range support for Ethereum at this point is 3650. And so if Bitcoin stays below 58,300, the likelihood that Ethereum comes to 3650 is highly likely. We get back above 4373, then we can start talking about continued price discovery and upside for Ethereum. And the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart needs to conquer 75,000 Satoshis if we want to assume strength for Ethereum against Bitcoin. And so far, we're rejecting this extremely important resistance. We want to monitor this into this week because so far we have a very nice bullish engulfing candle that came on the 19th of November, but we've yet to see follow through there. So the total cryptocurrency market cap chart, though, a little bit stronger than Bitcoin, sitting at the 50-day moving average, not really rejecting it. So far, every daily candle has maintained price action at that 50-day moving average. We'll continue to monitor this, but if we stay above 2.57 trillion, that's the most positive thing. So far, we're below it. This could indicate fuel left for the total market and potentially some altcoins like the Crypto.com coin seeing new all-time highs despite the downside that we're seeing with Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's because of the fundamentals. There's always isolated cases, as we know. So Bitcoin is truly in a very critical area. 58,300 certainly is the most important level right now. We get above it, that's the most positive scenario for Bitcoin. But if we stay below it, it really keeps Bitcoin in a very vulnerable area where 49,700 is the next downside target where there's volume. And so these are all areas that are on the table right now for Bitcoin. We have the #1 cryptocurrency Discord group in the world. Busby posted this chart today, by the way, about ETH liquidations. If we get below 4,200, look how many long positions are going to be liquidated. That's an interesting puzzle piece. I love seeing you guys interact in our Discord group. We have the #1 cryptocurrency community in the world. And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in to our Sunday video. I appreciate each and every one of you snipers tuned into our channel. I couldn't do this without you. Remember to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Let's hit 100 likes on this video. And until next time, snipers.